Mentions of standard English usage. Verb agreement. Introduction. Memedicine. Antidote your ignorance. Verbs agreement. In addition to tense, regularity, and active versus passive voice, agreement is one of the aspects of verb usage that must be correct in order to be grammatically acceptable. Every sentence contains at least one main verb, and that verb will have a subject. The subject is a noun that identifies who performs the action of the verb, unless it's a passive verb, but we'll discuss this a little bit later in another session. In present tense verbs, the verb will be in a different form depending on whether the subject is singular or plural. That is, the subject and verb must agree in number. Confusingly, nouns and verbs have the opposite rules of formation. Plural nouns take an S at the end, such as in dogs. Singular verbs are a little counterintuitive. They take an S at the end, such as in he eats. Once you find the subject and the verb, you can use your air to determine if they match. I know some people are really methodical, but I'm telling you, your air can really help you a lot. For example, the dogs eats meat. This just sounds wrong. It's that simple. Use your air. Check out these examples. The dog eats meat is the correct way to say that. The dog eat meat? Definitely wrong. It just sounds wrong. It feels uncomfortable coming out of your mouth. The dogs eat meat. And of course, it would be incorrect to say the dogs eats meat. Notice that the plural verb here is eat with no S at the end. But the singular verb, again, is eats. If a verb is a multi-word phrase, for our purposes, let's say this multi-word phrase consists of 2 words. Only the first verb, called the auxiliary verb, agrees with the subject. So at this juncture, up until this point, we can ignore the second verb. The dog is barking. The dog are barking. Notice that is agrees with dog, and are is the plural form of to be in the simple present tense. That's just wrong. It's correct to say the dogs are barking, not the dogs is barking. Again, if you use your air, that just sounds completely wrong. The dog has barked. That's correct. The dog have barked. The subject, the noun performing the action, is singular. Have is the plural form. This is wrong. The dogs have barked is correct. And the dogs has barked, again, is obviously wrong. Only the auxiliary verb or the first verb in a 2-word verb phrase has to agree with the plurality or singularity of the subject performing the action. If a verb is underlined on the ACT exam, find the subject and see that it agrees with the verb. To find the subject, ask yourself, who is performing the action? Sounds easy? Well, it's not always that simple. Sentences often describe abstract concepts where it is hard to identify the actors and action. There are a number of ways the subject can be hidden so that the subject isn't what you think it is, and we're going to go over this in the next few sessions.